You can't political devil and nobody in the MPP can clean the Akufo-Addo when it comes to this anti-LGBTQ bill. Even the devil would never believe Akufo-Addo. So Muhammad Kaso Obano Wambeto bill, it is because of Akufo-Addo's foolishness or stop a bill no from coming to him, because the bill was on its way to Akufo-Addo. Okwedi obi to the ombra court or so court mutata ne wanko court. Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo instructed Parliament to stop bringing the bill. The bill was coming to him. Yawahana last week, a year Parliament made of NPP for and NDC for Equatina Parliament. No Equatina Parliament, no. The uncle and say Obuko Bobo, and I said they went to discuss the anti-LGBTQ bill. Remember, the majority leader was there, Hassan Ayaraga, and the minority leader was there, Kakawure Afenyo Makin. Meaning, the leadership of both sides, no, they were in Parliament. And with all due respect, we know, said the leadership of both sides, they know Emrano. The Deputy Speaker of Parliament, he was also seated. And we all know for what he can do. In fact, Bibinti and only Speaker of Parliament. But for some time now, Yabe will say, he knows Ayet Nejuma. Let's be very fair. You might not like for. I had my own issues with him in the past. But consistently, you are beginning to see, say, he's not just sitting there because he's an NDC person. He is there because he knows parliamentary proceedings. He is knowledgeable about Parliament, what is happening there. And let's say this, nobody has overall control of monopoly on Parliament. Nobody should think that in Ghana. Obieni Ghana, our parliamentar, na adwene say onim Parliament nyina chan obia. No, because it's a process. Oboha obobo ache pass wasa. Oboha or a new player, so very smart. So it is not about your age and how long you have been in Parliament. That will say you know everything and you are intelligent when it comes to parliamentary proceedings. No. Parliament, or you being a leader in Parliament, or you heading Parliament as a speaker, it is not about your age. It is not about how long you have stayed in Parliament. It is all about how intelligent you are when it comes to accessing the issues when you are seated as the Speaker of Parliament. So nobody should feel say because my child Parliament into Parliament, Parliament nobody is a Parliament god in Ghana. The same way you came to meet somebody in Parliament and studied and told yourself you are knowledgeable in parliamentary proceedings, the same way people to have been in Parliament, and for all you know, they are even smarter than you, who is calling yourself the alpha or the creme de la creme of Parliament. So nobody should feel that they own Parliament. If you think that way, then sit down, because you are tickling your brains and yourself. You will get there. But I wanted to make some things clear. Now, in Team Fojo defends Akufo-Addo's handling of anti-gay bill. And that's Rumudifo in Team Fojo. Interestingly, the NPP today are defending Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo's action when it came to a passing Trumu bill in 2024. Bill no Akufo-Addo unsigned no. And the Sofu Moko Trumudifo say, oh, Akufo-Addo aya dear pass one sign. Now, I'm going to play a video of him trying to defend Akufo-Addo. Me ya na me busa sa Trumudifo we say. Again, the man sa confidence need to make that statement, because se bibia nkoka papa enye prede onyansani enete sa be we ase Bible kraka say okwasea ene kana kube mu se onyankopon ni. That means onya kwasea, you will never say in your heart that there's no God. It is only a fool who says that there is no God. It is onya kwasea, you will never say in your word or in your mind, and I say if you wado krampo mba se onyankopon ni wo into your kwasea. So when dinkanya kwasia untumi nkan wakube mu se onyankopon ni wo, because it is only a fool who would say there's no God. It is a papa bibia nkoka papa nya prede no ne Bible mu be no. Afi what I say. Now let's listen to Trumudie in True Fojo. Na me responding here to us.
The bill was clean, then why didn't President Akufo-Addo sign? Now, the matter of signing, President Mahama himself said to the clergy, when he was told that President Mahama, the bill that you said when it comes, you sign, no? President Akufo-Addo did not sign it, so sign it for us. And he said, no. There's no bill in Jubilee House because no bill was submitted to President Akufo-Addo. You media, you reported the same thing. The voice is there. The text is there. President Mahama himself, not in Team Forjo, President Mahama said that he himself exonerated, and I give him credit for that sincerity. That he didn't do politics, he didn't do propaganda. He was sincere and said that the bill was never submitted to President Akufo-Addo. He never got it. So there's no
You
bill.
see, when people call themselves men of God, and anytime I catch young people on social media, listening to people, you need to first ask yourself that question. Nipa we ni interest in the way a friend who suffer odi impenifo ne nkwara nim say or suffer. You see the way he's basically lying. Won sibia or tini penny. Oh, he's just 40 years, so he's a kid. Me chani bebre. He's just a kid. And so I saw this 60. I tro any a 20 na manayesa. I'm older than this guy, but you see me, I look very young. Oh, so I go just 40 years. And Rachel 40 years. And so I saw this 68. Now, when people are lying, and I am say these are the kind of people are Christo for the Christo for any asophobia. Now, if a reverend sits on national television to blatantly lie, deliberately decide to play on the conscience of Ghanaians, Abra Onim said, "You can ayatro." Today, I'm catching Ghana for say, so also be kasa, so also be to mio obifufro. Busa almost a deeper interest away. Now, this is what this intumidi for can or say. I John Mahama about power no, and I saw for Busa say, I then on sign a bill, and I John Mahama say, bill be any ho. John Mahama wasn't wrong. The question here is, what actually happened for that bill not at the end of the day and to make John Mahama in him? Nana Addo Akufo-Addo instructed Parliament to stop bringing the bill. The bill was coming to him. Bill now, they were sending the bill to him. If Nana Addo Akufo-Addo had not released that letter, the bill will get to him. So the bill was on its way to Akufo-Addo until Akufo-Addo instructed Parliament not to send that bill to him. So, Samahama Kaso Obano Wambeto bill, it is because of Akufo-Addo's foolishness or stop a bill from coming to him, because the bill was on its way to Akufo-Addo. There was nothing that was going to stop that bill from getting to Akufo-Addo for Akufo-Addo signing. Technically, when Parliament signs or says bill way ya pass ya, technically it is in front of the president. The only thing left is for the bill to officially be sent to the president. And then I say John Mahama or say bill now ya sign no, and I say ya pass or Parliament. You know, technically it has gotten to me, but it needs to officially go through a process. Now Nana Addo Akufo-Addo to see a pass the bill no. He knew the bill was coming. So what made Akufo-Addo write the letter? Akufo-Addo wrote the letter purposely to stop the bill from ending up on his desk. So for all you know, the bill was electronically sent to his office, but they never put it in front of Akufo-Addo. So you cannot just sit and say, na John Mahama about Pal office, no. I didn't know John Mahama can say, bill niniwo. The reason John Mahama said that was because Nana Addo Akufo-Addo wrote a letter and stopped the bill halfway and said, I don't want it to come. Into how can you, a reasonable man, also yes of what answer? Tell Ghana for say John Mahama until Okase bill be amba. No, Parliament passed it. If today John Mahama releases a statement or writes to Parliament and tells Parliament that the bill that you have passed, which technically is on my desk, you people should not. That means John Dramani Mahama has stopped the bill from being sent on his desk. If Nana Addo Akufo-Addo's secretary Senka one trust her email now. Nanka was Akufo-Addo signing. So technically, the bill was the Akufo-Addo. The Nana Addo Akufo-Addo regime, the NPP were majority in Parliament. In Team for Jokwasiampe, were you not in Parliament when that bill was passed? Were you not in Parliament when the Speaker of Parliament said they are forwarding the bill to the President? Were you not in Parliament when Akufo-Addo wrote letter to Parliament that Mao Bia fan Kwasiamfa bill in Breme? So how do you say Nana John Mahama has vindicated Akufo-Addo? What is the vindication here? And now you don't understand the process. So who are Kora hospital? Technically, so who are Korana? Ne you know Sebio ye Yakrana to Swa. Until say nurses no be ekromha, who are Kora? They need to tag you the mother. They need to tag you the father. They need to tag the kid. until say yɛde akwa no bɛkɔ akɔpepa no ho yɛatage yɛde bɛbrɛw ma wasane off sɛ wo ba ni no technically obɛtumi wia wo ba no nti saa akora no ɛbɛtumi aba sɛ yɛde bɛpie bɛba na ɛnya wo ba. But the moment we know that you are the mother. But when those formalities are not done, you might end up with somebody's child. It's Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo. The day the bill was passed, the day the bill was born, Nana Akufo-Addo was the bill's father. He was supposed to allow the bill to come through. But it was his actions that made sure the bill never ended up at the Jubilee House. So how can you say Akufo-Addo has been vindicated? He would have allowed the bill to come and follow through the process. And then John Mahama Ekano, a bill has been passed. He's expecting the bill in his office. And after that, he has to study the bill and make sure, say, the Ghana phone peno bill no ewum. In fact, Ghana phone pe bibi oma, he has to share that with the Council of State for them to also advise. And if he feels say bibi wom Ghana phone he will have to respectfully send the bill back to Parliament and not say they should never bring it. They should really look at it and bring it to him. That is Penyini Kwasia. Akufo-Addo never did anything like this. Nana Akufo-Addo stupidly wrote a letter and insulted every single person in Ghana because we Ghanaians, our representatives, are in Parliament. Every single person working in Parliament represents Ghanaians. So Akufo-Addo Jimmy Fono wrote a letter through his secretary to tell us, all of us, say, yeah, Jimmy, that bill should not come to him. Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo did not respect the people. John Mahama today, if he writes a letter and tells Parliament not to transmit that bill, John Mahama is disrespecting the Constitution, disrespecting we the people. Because the legislature has done its job. The executive needs to respect the work of the legislature. So what Akufo-Addo should have done was to allow the bill to come in, read through the bill, and tell us Ghanaians, I have received it respectfully because I respect you and the people who represent you because they were up day and night to put this document together. So for the respect I have for you, I have received it. I have looked through it. It has to go through a process. And then the guy actually stopped the bill from even coming to him. Then he said, John Mahama said, "Oba and to bill or dying." Now, all time I would magazine to no original. These are the small things they do. And then you ask yourself, why should any Ghanaian go to the ballot and vote for these animals? They are stupid because the first thing they say, they don't respect the minds of, they don't respect us. Well, or just for 10 years, so Aquara, small boy. Jimmy na ye Jimmy Tra, na asin south of us akoto aba emakwasiya we are. Now they are the most stupid people on this planet. Because this guy, what shows this guy should even lead Asin South again? Say, Obi free Asin South ko ada council be ko to abama in team for jo. Bema obi se we di no, onfa nko koto so onye. Then you, the people at Asin South, not Mumudu do Jimmy, because this guy is basically an embarrassment to intelligence and the Christian religion. Now, there's something the NPP are doing. And what they are doing now, and they say, they are hiding behind what we call dilute quorum. Now, Mameka Bibintro, NPP, they are on a mission. Whether you like it or not as a Ghanaian, this anti-LGBTQ bill, this bill is political. Yeah. The NPP in 2024, they did everything possible to use this anti-LGBTQ bill to convince Ghanaians that they are against LGBTQ. It was a fact. And from the beginning of this anti-LGBTQ bill, started from a private members bill, the end game for the NPP was that they would sign the bill and use it as a political campaign. It wasn't about anything. Right now, when you listen to the NPP, they now are torn between, should we defend the bill or we basically let Ghanaians believe that the bill isn't right and that if Akufo-Addo could not pass it, they should also not pass it. The I don't know what that is what the NPP are doing, because you see, it's the motive. If the NPP believes that anti-LGBTQ bill it is basically to fight a menace that we all agree we don't like, our culture, our religion, everything is against, the NPP today will be supporting this bill irrespective of what is going around. But now you see what they are doing. What they are doing now is that Akufo-Addo, no devil on this planet can clean Akufo-Addo. Akufo-Addo is the devil. You can't political devil, and nobody in the MPP can clean Akufo-Addo when it comes to this anti-LGBTQ bill. Even the devil would never believe Akufo-Addo, because Akufo-Addo had all the authority, the opportunity, all the right on this planet to sign that bill. But Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo chose money over Ghana, and that is a fact. The Akufo-Addo government, led by Akufo-Addo, Oforiatta, Gabi Ochidakun, Bamti, all these criminals, they were looking at money than looking at what Ghanaians wanted. In this study, when they started this anti-LGBTQ in 2024, the whole idea was that NPP be pass it. Now ya check Ghana for say, yani edo Christopher, yani edo Krimofor, yani edo Ghana, NDC for, they will oppose it. And you see, the NDC from day one, they had sponsors like Sam George and other members of parliament who wholeheartedly supported the passing of the bill. You can never have one MP from the NDC side who said he was opposed to the bill. Nobody. Every single person was in favor of passing the bill. So at the end of the day, why couldn't the NPP convince Akufo-Addo that no matter what, morally, we have to sign this bill to prove a point to Ghana that at least we, the majority, we leading this, we have been able to do something. Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo was choosing money over Ghana. Now Akufo-Addo failed to sign this bill into a law. NDC comes to power. The people are still waiting on the government to show to them that there are some things we frown on. There are some things we don't like because of our culture. There are some things. So the government of the day should prove to us that they can basically make this happen. And you know one interesting thing. So we see MPP for there are some 3 words they are using. They are using quorum. Right now, they are using every means to block the president from signing this bill. So they have raised so many issues. Oh, there was no quorum. And the parliament, pass bill, no. The leader of the minority, also a lawyer, and he was there. You, the sponsor of the bill, you were there. So if you people calling yourself parliamentarians who are intelligent, why couldn't you guys raise that objection that, Mr. Speaker, this bill, we cannot pass it today because I, the minority leader, Kakarewe Afenyomakin, looking behind me, I don't have the numbers to support this bill. Why didn't that actor, that Kumewood actor, that guy who once shined and a prostitute at Ablekuma, why didn't he raise that objection to say, we cannot be part of this? You, the sponsor, you sat through it. The minority leader who says he knows everything and intelligent and smarter than everybody in parliament sat through every single thing. So how do you now turn around and come to the media and tell Ghana that there was no quorum? So we don't understand why that bill was passed. Wait, Jimmy. Who do you people think you are talking to? You are stupid. Now, they have another thing they want to use to distract the president or block this bill from being passed because they believe that if John Dramani Mahama, who's promised Ghanaians that whatever Ghanaians want, he will do for them. If the president signs it, that will be the end of the devilish party. So what they are doing now is, oh, the bill has been watered down. Let me tell you something. How stupid the MPP they are. When somebody who is a sponsor of the bill comes out and tells Ghanaians that the bill that was passed in my presence, the bill that was passed whilst I was in government, the bill that was passed whilst I was in government, that bill has been watered down. The first question you ask is, this guy speaking, was he there when the bill was passed? In fact, when the bill was reintroduced, was he part of the people who sat through the committee's activities to make sure that whatever is in the bill is ready and what we all agree on before it comes to the committee? In Tim Fojo and his colleagues in parliament, when the anti-LGBTQ bill was reintroduced in parliament, sat through the committee hearing. In fact, he contributed word by word. That is what shows that this guy is a blatant liar. He's a fool. You know why? Because you see, Ghana for Jimmy, and they are doing politics with this. Now, what they want to do is they want to distract the system, lie to the system, and block the president from signing this bill. Because when you come out to tell me, say, the bill has been watered down, some of the wording have been changed. The kind of wording that was in the 2024 bill, it is not in this bill. Let me tell you something. When they say amendment, when somebody says amendment, when somebody says that I will do you damage, I will do you damage, and somebody says I will harm you, they all mean the same thing. So if the old bill, and that is where they are getting their watered down nonsense from. Then if we are talking about the bill being watered down, then every letter needs to be changed, because when somebody says I'll do you harm and somebody says I'll do damage, they mean the same thing. So if in the old bill or the old anti-LGBT bill, they write that I will do you harm, and then in the new one they say I will do you damage, how do you come out and say the bill has been watered down? Then it is maybe your level of comprehension and understanding words makes you look stupid. Now, Intim Fojo, who is a sponsor of this bill, sat through every single committee meeting when they were making they were presenting the bill again. In fact, he was active in it. This is Intim Fojo when the committee, they were sitting to reintroduce the bill, to taking advices, taking information. He was part of the whole process. So how can this idiot today come and tell us that the bill has been watered down? Whilst he was part of the people who looked at it, who reintroduced the bill, who sat through the committee, every single word, every single statement, he was part of how they did everything. So how can this liar now turn around and tell us that the bill has been watered down? This is in Team Fojo.
Or romantic activity with persons of any gender identity or expression, including a person who does not fit into the binary sex categorization of male and female.
Yeah, that's what we have here.
Yes.
Yeah.
What that means is that such people, for them, they don't discriminate. They do everything some. They do with L, they do with G, they do with B, they do with T.
They're everywhere.
They do with K, they do with A, they do with everything. Yes. Those are the people we are calling pan. Oftentimes, when you say lesbian, the lesbian is a female who will do it with a female. The gay is a male who will do it with a male. Who will do with a male. And then when you talk about bisexual, the bisexual will do it with, if it's a man, he will do it with a man, and then he will also do it with a female. But for pansexual, for them,
Hopping.
it's like a universal donor.
Exactly.
they have omnibus license to operate, which is very
this is the committee when they were assessing this new bill. He was there. He contributed. He was explaining what this means and what this means. But this guy, Sakronfo, over to Parliament, or say, oh, it has been watered down. But you were actively involved in putting together this bill. He was there. No, Kahon almost started here. The video I played, in Team Fojo, being part of the committee as a sponsor, he sat through every meeting. All the things they did, all the hearings, all the evidence, all the research, he was there. Why didn't he raise that issue when all these things were going on? I didn't know one time press conference said, committee, meet him, I am a sponsor, but the way things are going, I don't like it. In fact, I'm going to pull out. This guy sat through every meeting. He was part of every conversation. All the materials, he saw them. In fact, he read page by page, point by point. He never had an issue with anything. You ever pass a bill out of shame because they want to clean Akufo-Addo, who is the devil in politics, because they want to try and distract the president from signing the bill. Suddenly, the bill has been diluted. Suddenly, this bill is different from what we brought in 2024. Suddenly, 23 things have been changed from this bill. And you ask yourself, so when it was reintroduced and you were sitting in the committee, couldn't you raise all these things? Because before this thing comes from the committee level to Parliament, then it means you have been able to raise issues. In fact, when they came to Parliament, you should have told your leader, or you yourself, you should have told your team or your leader that, you know something, the committee, we raised so many issues about this bill. In fact, they didn't listen to me, so let's all walk out. But you know the funny thing, the leader of the minority contributed to the passing of the bill. The Team Fojo himself in Parliament contributed to their making corrections to the bill in Parliament. In fact, he rose up so many times to say, this one should be done this way. And Parliament said, yes, let's move on. These things have been heard. But how can you then turn around Now I'm catch a Ghana for say the bill has been diluted. It is not an effective bill. But you were part of the building of the bill. You sat through every single thing. You did not once call a press conference to say you have a problem with the committee, you have a problem with the wording, you have a problem with this paragraph. You say you know grammar, you know English, you are a member of parliament. There was never once Bofro to Ebeka say he does not agree with the work the committee is doing. He sat through everything. And as a sponsor, I believe that the committee level, whatever you would have raised, it would have been adhered to because you are a sponsor of the bill. So what is this new thing of the MPP? Ghana for say bill has been diluted. Now, time I diluted and now what's one? Ya di coke ni si we ni na ye hwe nsuo gum no kwasia. I don't want kasa mu di nsuo gu coke nim. Ye che awade aduane. Ye di coke si obi enim. Ye duru so a coke no ye hwe nsuo asa de gum. One can be you can say start eating after we say be coke in Jimmy. But you two, you are a class prefect in that class. You were the one who was sharing the coke, pouring the coke in everybody's cup. You were the one going around with a 5-liter coke, pouring a little bit in everybody's cup. Now it gets to your turn, your own cup. You see there's water in your cup. What do? You pour the water out and then you pour some for yourself. You see water in your cup, Jimmy. Udu cup no coke 5-liter. What she gunzonim? And now what the 5-liter comma teacher and say obi enyebi. I feel cause someone starting the also coke no and taste well because in so a half. Oya kwasia. Are you stupid? Answer. So we should basically everybody should turn around and say Yambo Wabaso, the MPP were not ready to pass the bill. Omunimunyansa. Just Ghana for Jimmy to say South Africa for. Just obia dwene form such a ma wontumi. Just obia no bonsa abronye. Just obia Jimmy at say Salam Mustafa. Just obia John, obia hu efin at say Derek and Salakau. They still don't understand the Ghanaian. They are still in the dark. This NPP group of foolish people, they can still read Ghanaians. Okay? And this video is going around. Time amo ebe pass bill now because of money. Amin Adams, echo CNN International. He was asked, "Adentina bill no mon pese Akufo-Addo be sign." Or see, "Oh, yenyina dogana, yenyina chige." And a brother said, "Why didn't you say it will come with some financial problems?" So Amin Adams they all supported Akufo-Addo for not signing because he supported Akufo-Addo not signing the bill. So I say the former finance minister part 2. He is a munafiki. Onyen kremoni papa. Because uyen kremoni papa. Na say sebio trumu on support ya. You will tell Akufo-Addo to choose signing over money. But you see, when he went on CNN, they put a question to him. Then why didn't you sign? Why didn't you let the president sign? It was because they needed money from Europe. They needed money from the white man. This Munanga Samo government, Mo finance ministry, a release statement to say, Samo sign here. One Yamoko IMF, World Bank, any area see a moko besia munya. It's Mwanga Sanamach say you are choosing money over your people, their values, the things they want. And I'll say, oh, we all are Ghanaians and we have values. But you see where to be. Obusan say you are a member of parliament and a minister of state. You voted on the bill. I'll say yes, unanimously. He basically used that word to cover himself. On percent for no yen kremo for no say or yen kremonia or koto abama saadiana later ojina wasama me signing. If you remember, when the white man asked him, he said, "Yes, I voted for the anti-LGBTQ bill to be passed." And oh yeah, quick can say unanimously, meaning or can say nyame nkwana me ko pass you, many NDC for pass ye. Yen nyina na agitumu. But you see the same people today. They are saying, say, this bill represents only NDC. It does not represent them because in their head, the bill has been diluted. Into when from MPP, they are liars. And you see, in Kremofodo don't know more MPP, they are all liars. Because you see, MPP for so much Jimmy, and they maneuver all the time with some kind of words. He said he voted, but quick or say unanimously. The reason is that he didn't want to admit that his side were the majority in parliament. He didn't want to admit that his side basically gave the green light for this bill to go to the president. He was trying to hide behind Nea Dawson. But the man was asking you a personal question. You are a member of parliament. You are a state minister. You are a Muslim. You voted that this bill be passed. Yes. So why didn't you tell the president to pass it? Now he starts to say that, the values of Ghanaians, we are obwa. And when we did to Ghana, no, these are the gays in Ghana. Suddenly today, they are against the bill. The MPP as a party, they don't want the bill to go to the president. We have to see the MPP rather advocating, pressurizing this president, pressurizing the NDC to force their president to sign. So MPP for Dinukra, we are supposed to see an MPP that its flag bearer is rather telling the president that sign this bill today. Why is Bawumia quiet? Because the people he's taking money from Qatar, from Europe, they are all gays. I'm telling you. Why do you think the flag bearer of the NPP? Because if he's a Muslim and values our culture and our norms and wants to protect his own children, why is Bawumia not telling the Mr. President, if Mr. Akufo-Addo did not sign, I am instructing you, please sign this state now because we are all for it. Why is Bawumia quiet? Bawumia is quiet because he has never supported the signing of the anti-LGBTQ bill into law. And Nitina Bawumia is quiet. And Nitina, he has moved away from the conversation. The NPP should be advocating, pressurizing the president, pressurizing the NDC that this bill should be signed in the next 24 hours. But for some reason, the NPP are now saying that the bill has been diluted and so we should not sign it. So that is what they are doing now. So who is blocking the signing of the bill? It's the NPP. Because they have raised quorum. They have raised what? Dilution. They have raised so many things. Why at this point? Why at this point? It is because they don't want this bill to be signed. Because their flag bearer will be going to Europe for money. Their flag bearer will be meeting some Arabians who are involved in this kind of acts. Their flag bearer's friends are Europeans who are giving him money to come and contest. If their flag bearer is a legitimate Muslim, he needs to be championing the signing of this bill in 24 hours. But what's the reason? The flag bearer is quiet. He's sitting back. He doesn't want to talk. In Kremofono kind of party, they are leading this. In Ghana for Mutimi, say Obi blocking the signing of this bill, MPP. Say Obi blocking the bill from being signed. Say Ebaba lower MPP, because so far I've not heard any NDC person saying that he has a problem with the bill. Because at the end of the day, the sponsors were NDC and MPP. So why is it the MPP side dependent have a problem with the bill? There are how many people who are the sponsors? About 3 or 4. Suddenly, only the MPP people have an issue with this bill. Why is the NDC, why don't they have issue? Now, as I'm going to say, we can still amend this bill. We can still amend it. So now, if it is signed into law, every law can be amended. So if even you don't agree, say, why do you say the bill has been watered down? For the sake of Ghana and to protect those values you keep repeating that you want to protect as a Christian, as a Muslim, let the president sign the bill and then we amend the bill as we move on. Why are you not encouraging the president to sign? Then we can amend, because the law says every law can be amended. So why are we so stiff? Why are we so rigid? Why are we so fixated that we don't want the president to even sign? Because the MPP in United said they don't want the president to sign. That is all that they are doing. It is an open call for almost blocking President Mahama from signing, bringing on raising issues, obstacles to prevent the president from signing. It is the NPP. Into Ghana now, prevented John Mahama from signing this bill are this group of liars, this group of gay pretenders. These are the people who are supporting Trumu Trumu in Ghana. Because right now, who is protecting Trumu Trumu? I'm asking you a simple question. Why an MPC ever sign a bill? MPP for who doesn't want the bill to be signed today? MPP for who is against the signing of the bill? Because as a Ghanaian, all that I know is that Trumu Trumu emrada ho and one minim. I want my country to stand out as a country that has laws that is against Trumu Trumu. When the laws are passed, we can go back and look about whatever we want to do to the laws. But at this point, for a Ghanaian to rise up and say, because now the bill has been diluted, they are going to block the bill totally. That is the NPP. Because 99% of Inkremo4, Ekristo4, Nkwaradin Penny4, and the office of Ubiara Busana. So for say I say bill no Mahama be sign you. Na ya tese bill no emu nya den. Okay, so the Mahama and signing we. Or signing we are somewhere parliament. Mubetuma sa ahwehwem. Baby a engina na so amane gina na sa. Eno ano no. And the Ocean Kremoni Penina. You can go to the Kremo4 and say, oh, And the bill, no, Mahama ho, Obeka say let the president sign first. Say or any reservation, there will be big problem be our one. You best say about parliament, and then we will amend. Why is the NPP not allowing that? Because me Ghana, you know, all that I want to see is a president to be assigning mbra etia trumu. Say mbra no more dio, say muguo, Ghana mbra no sama ye ho kwan say yanko parliament ne yansan ko hwe law no. Into what is stopping us? MPP mpese sign ne kwabeba so because one, Sir Mahama sign ya Akufo-Addo ye bonsam to the world. Two, Sir Mahama sign ya Ghana for be hu say MPP for no mo support trumu. Sir Mahama sign ya Ghana for be GNDC for di say omo ka asem omo di so. These are the reasons why Trumudifo MPP for we are distracting the president from signing. Simple. Opa fan kremo fom pedifo gudem. For a Christo fom pedifo gudem. For abosom fom pedifo gudem. Ya ma amen mo kejetia makola. Na ka kire mo say oh, impedifo esi asem nyina nie. Bill na yɛde parliament no ya pass it ya besa president didn't shashasie na ma MPP din sɔre nka sɛ embra no emunya din o embra no sibi atie ne de entumi ntwe obi aso ombeka kyerɛ sɛ abrantie at least ya besa yɛhu sɛ president de ne nsa shasie Ghana mbra no kyerɛ sɛ embra bi a wɔ Ghana no yɛbetumi de asa abrewo mama sa asakra sakremu ehun de mo pesa mo de ka ho ene de mo pesa mo yifrim nti eno should not stop the president from signing. The responsibility of the president is to sign that bill into law. Ebeye mra Ghana mra no sa kire say yebetuma sakramu nti why are you preventing the president? Because the only way we can review, we can amend is when the president signs it. So let him sign it. When he signs it, we still have the room to amend it. So why are you preventing the president from signing? Because most support to trumu the NDP today President Mahama sign it trumu bill no. They don't want it to happen. Me say, pa bie floor no. Obi a say, hey, adia montuma no obi sign it. Manen sign wie. Ada embrane kire say montumi nya ho adwuma say embrane kire na mon sign na mon fanko ye ho adwuma. Because Ghana Constitution no, we have a committee that looked at the committee. We want to review the committee, the Constitution. Now, why do you think we want to amend the Constitution? We want to amend the Constitution because in Mrabi wo Constitution ma ya dwene say sa mra no e wo se yetenetene no sa de we Mahama sign ya ye ka Constitution ho ye betumi akọ asa akọtenetene no. So who is stopping Mahama from signing? A MPP. In terms say I diluted, there was no quorum, parliament and penny ho. They are bringing up excuses to stop the president from signing. President Ntuma sign ya way in this week or then you have to blame the MPP because one, President Mahama Kasanda or say there are so many things that the MPP are raising, which to him as a president, he needs to listen to every day, every problem. Now, the MPP are saying, say, in parliament, no money nipa. That thing can slow down the signing of the bill into law. Why are they creating a problem? No, MPP. The MPP are saying, say, the bill has been diluted. The president has to consult Attorney General, consult the Council of Elders. Who is delaying the process? Is the MPP. The same MPP is saying, say, the law, no, we should bring the bill back to parliament. Who is delaying the process? It is the MPP. In Ghana for almost stop it, John Mahama from signing this bill is Sankwasiafowi. Yanomono. Yanomon they are the ones making it difficult for the president to sign. NDC majority in parliament, they have supported the bill. They have contributed to the bill. The MPP contributed to the bill. They came to parliament to do what is right. They have signed it. NDC for Ghana for bar. Sa ebonomo diso. Aden amon best president never sign. NPP omo yankwasi for. Now here the former Ghana National Association of Teachers. Papa we your friend Angel Kabonu. Win masma beka. Or say time na oye Ghana National Association of Teachers for opinion or down no. Or say, I rejected huge offers to push LGBTQ content into education document. He is now not the leader. You see, no, nimbre so ME the film. Or say, under Akufo-Addo time ana educhum any edian na pomobedi education ministry in sono. Or say, they basically brought money. Say, on for trumu on my